Pythagorean theorem is an important result in elementary mathematics. It states that sum of the squares of sides of a right angle triangle is equal to square of the hypotenuse, and a right angle triangle is said to be Pythagorean triangle if its sides are positive integers, and a triple ABC where ABC are integers is said to be a Pythagoras triple if they are going to be sides of a right angle triangle. Now, in this module we are going to discuss various Pythagoras triples, and we are going to establish that every Pythagoras triple has to come from a primitive Pythagorean triple. So, we are going to define what is a primitive Pythagorean triple and see various properties of primitive Pythagorean triple. In this module we are going to discuss about Pythagorean triples. The objectives of this module are introduction to Pythagorean and primitive Pythagorean triples, and finding all integer solutions of x square plus y square equal to z square. So, a Pythagorean triple triangle is defined like this. A Pythagorean theorem is one of the most important result in elementary mathematics. It states that sum of the squares of lengths of legs of a right triangle is equal to square of the length of its hypotenuse. Let A and B are denote the lengths of legs of a right triangle and see the length of its hypotenuse. Then mathematically Pythagorean theorem states that x equal to a, y equal to b and z equal to c is solution of the Diophantines equation x square plus y square equal to z square. The converse of Pythagorean theorem is also true, that is sum of the squares of lengths of two sides of a triangle equal to square of the length of the third side. Then the triangle is a right triangle with the third side as its hypotenuse. Right triangles whose sides have integral lengths are called Pythagorean triangles. Pythagorean triple, a positive integral triplet x y z satisfying x square plus y square equal to z square is called a Pythagorean triple. If x y z is a Pythagorean triple, then kx, ky, kz for every k belongs to z is also a Pythagorean triple. Since 3, 4, 5 one such Pythagorean triple, so one has infinitely many Pythagorean triples. The following statements can be verified easily. Correspond to every odd positive integer n comma n square minus 1 by 2 and n square plus 1 by 2 is a Pythagorean triple. One can check easily, just to be little verification of x square plus y square equal to z square satisfied by these points n square minus 1 by 2 and n square plus 1 by 2. And every positive integer n, one can associate a Pythagorean triple 2n comma n square minus 1 comma n square plus 1. And any 4 consecutive Fibonacci numbers fn, fn plus 1, fn plus 2, fn plus 3 is Pythagorean triple. Here Fibonacci numbers means they f0 equal to 1 and f1 equal to 1, and recursively other values are defined as fn is equal to fn minus 1 plus fn minus 2. So, if I take 4 consecutive Fibonacci numbers and if I define x as fn into fn plus 3 and y is equal to 2 times fn plus 1 fn plus 2 and z is equal to fn plus 1 square plus fn plus 2 square, then that is a Pythagoras triple. A Pythagorean triple xyz is said to be primitive Pythagorean triple if GCD of x comma y comma z equal to 1. So, now it is an extra property we are associating to the triple. If the GCD of xyz is equal to 1 and again it satisfies x square plus y square is equal to z square, then that the triple xyz is called a primitive Pythagorean triple. So, we will see few properties of primitive Pythagorean triples now. Every Pythagorean triple is multiple of primitive Pythagorean triple. So, this lemma establishes that once we know all primitive Pythagorean triples, then we know every Pythagorean triple. It is because every Pythagorean triple comes from primitive Pythagorean triple. So, proof goes like this: let xyz be any arbitrary Pythagorean triple with GCD of xyz is equal to d, then Since GCD of xyz equal to d, so d divides x, d divides y and d divides z, or equivalently x equal to d into x1, y is equal to d into y1 and z equal to d into z1, for some x1, y1, z1 belongs to z, with GCD of x1, y1, z1 is equal to 1. Further, it can be easily verified that x1 square plus y1 square is equal to z1 square. Hence, x1, y1, z1 is a primitive Pythagorean triple. So, that xyz is equal to d times x1, y1 and z1. So, this xyz primitive Pythagorean triple occurs from or derived from primitive Pythagorean triple x1, y1, z1. In the light of above result, we concentrate only on finding primitive Pythagoras triples. So, one of the nice property of this primitive Pythagoras triples is not only GCD of xyz is 1, if you take any two mutually arbitrarily either xy or yz or zx, then their GCD is also 1. So, this is the immediate property of primitive Pythagorean triple. That is, if xyz is a primitive Pythagorean triple, then GCD of xy is equal to GCD of yz is equal to GCD of zx equal to 1. The proof is easy. Let xyz be a primitive Pythagorean triple with GCD of xy equal to d greater than 1. Since every number greater than 1 has a prime factor, let b be any prime dividing d, then p divides x and p divides y. Then it is easy to see that p square divides x square plus y square or p square divides z square. That means that p divides z. That means the GCD of xyz is not 1. So, this is a contradiction for xyz is a primitive Pythagoras triple. So, that is why the GCD of xy is equal to has to be 1. Similarly, one can show that GCD of yz or GCD of zx is also equal to 1. So, now another interesting property of primitive Pythagoras triples is x and y have a different parity. That means, once we fix that x square plus y square equal to z square, then the x and y have a different parity whenever we are looking for primitive Pythagoras triples. This is, but it is very direct. As a direct application of previous result, we will obtain the following, that x y z is a primitive Pythagoras triple, then x y x and y must have a different parity. It is easy to see that if both x and y are even, then z also need to be even. So, that is why the GCD of x y should be 1. So, x comma y are not, both cannot be even. Similarly, we can prove that both x and y cannot be odd. If both are odd, then we can prove contradiction by showing that z cannot be of the form 4k plus 3 or like that. So, we will show now. Let x y z be primitive Pythagorean triple, then x and y have a different parity. So, we use the above lemma to assume without loss of generality that primitive Pythagoras triple x y z, the number x is even positive integer and y and z are odd positive integers. It is because x and z also need to be, GCD is 1. So, z also need to be odd. So, let m comma n belongs to n with GCD of m comma n equal to 1. If m into n is equal to t square for some t belongs to z, then both m and n are also squares. So, it is easy to see that m is equal to, if you take the prime factorization of m as m equal to p1 power a1, p2 power a2 and so on, pr power ar, and n is equal to q1 power b1 into q2 power b2 and so on, qs power bs, be the factorization of m and n into distinct primes as GCD of m comma n equal to 1. So, none of PAs are equal to QJs. So, m into n is equal to p1 power a1 and so on, pr power ar, q1 power b1 and so on, qs power bs is the factorization of mn into distinct primes. Since mn is square, so each ai's and b's are even positive integers, hence mn is also a square. This we are going to use now to find out all primitive Pythagoras triples. So, this is one of the very important result to establish or to find out all primitive Pythagorean triples. So, this is the main result of this module. let xyz be primitive Pythagoras triple, then there exist m comma n belongs to n such that GCD of m comma n equal to 1 and m comma n have different parities and x equal to 2mn, y equal to m square minus n square and z equal to m square plus n square. So, here the hypothesis is simple, let xyz is a primitive Pythagoras triple, then remaining thing is conclusion, that is what we have to show is there exist m and n have satisfying the following properties, GCD of m comma n equal to 1 and m n have different parities, that means both cannot be even or both cannot be odd, and then we have to show that x equal to 2mn, y equal to m square minus n square and z equal to m square plus n square. So, by remark 1 we see that x is an even integer and both y and z are odd positive integers. This is the property of primitive Pythagoras triples, x and y have different parity. Hence, there exists u comma v belongs to n such that z plus y is equal to 2u and z minus y is equal to 2v. It is because both y and z are odd. So, z plus y as well as z minus y are even. Therefore, x square is equal to z square minus y square. As x y z is a Pythagoras triple, so we have x square plus y square equal to z square. So, we have x square equal to z square minus y square, which is equal to z plus y into z minus y, but z plus y is 2u and z minus y is 2v. So, we have that x square is equal to 4uv or equivalently x by 2 whole square is equal to u into v. So, now we are going to claim that GCD of u comma v equal to 1. So, again observe that where that u and v came from. This u and v are come from z plus y and z minus y, since both are even. So, we got from them. Now, if possible GCD of u comma v equal to d greater than or equal to 2. That means, actually we need to show GCD of u v equal to 1, we are proving by contradiction that we are assuming GCD of u v is equal to d greater than or equal to 2. Then d divides both u and v, so d divides u plus v, that is z, and also d divides u minus v, that is y. So, d divides both y and z, but x y z is a primitive Pythagoras triple, the GCD of y comma z is 1. So, d has to divide 1. So, which is a contradiction for d greater than or equal to 2, or equivalently GCD of u comma v should be equal to 1. Now, since u v is a square, as observe again that x equal x by 2 whole square is equal to u v. So, x is an even, we are already assuming though. So, x by 2 is an integer. So, u v is a square number and GCD of u v equal to 1. So, by previous lemma both u and v are also squares. Here we are going to introduce m and n, that is, since u and v are squares and they are integers, u equal to m square and v equal to n square for some m comma n belongs to natural numbers. Since m is greater than n, so as u is greater than v, so m greater than n is very direct as u is greater than v. Hence, we see that x square equal to 4 u v, which is equal to 4 times m square into n square, and hence we have x equal to 2 m n and y is equal to u minus v. So, u is m square and v is n square. So, m square minus n square, z equal to u plus v. So, we have m square plus n square. Now, it is easy to check that x square plus y square equal to z square will be true. Now, as GCD of x y z is 1, we will see that GCD of m comma n equal to 1. Further note that m and n have same parity, then y equal to m square minus n square is congruent to 0 mod 4 and z is also m square plus n square is congruent to 0 or 2 mod 4. So, consequently 2 divides GCD of y comma z, which is equal to 1, a contradiction. So, m and n should be of different parity. Thus, every Pythagoras triple must satisfy the given conditions. So, we proved one direction, that is, in the previous result what we proved is, if we have a primitive Pythagoras triple, then that primitive Pythagoras triple can be derived from two integers m and n. Those m and n satisfy some conditions where m is greater than n and m and n have different parity and GCD of m comma n equal to 1, and xyz is given as x equal to 2mn, y is equal to m square minus n square and z equal to m square plus n square. Now, we look at the converse part. Converse part is also true. That is why this is an important result. These two combinedly will give all primitive Pythagoras triples. We are completely solving that x square plus y square equal to z square for primitive Pythagoras triples. Let m comma n belongs to n such that GCD of m comma n equal to 1 comma m is greater than n, m and n have different parities. So, what we concluded in the previous result we are taking as hypothesis, then 2mn, m square minus n square and m square plus n square is a primitive Pythagoras triple. Clearly, this is a converse of the previous result. So, proof is easy. First, it is easy to check that 2mn whole square plus m square minus n square whole square is equal to m square plus n square whole square. So, this is indeed a Pythagorean triple. So, now only to see is primitive Pythagoras triple, we need to show that it is also primitive. That is, we need to show that GCD of 2mn comma m square minus n square comma m square plus n square has to be 1. That is, let p be a prime factor of the GCD of 2mn comma m square minus n square comma m square plus n square, as m and n have different parities, that is the hypothesis we are assuming. So, m square plus or minus n square are odd. Hence, if p divides m square, that is 1 by 2 times m square minus n square plus m square plus n square, and also it divides n square, and p divides both m and n, which is a contradiction for GCD of m comma n equal to 1. Therefore, given triple indeed a primitive Pythagoras triple. So, these two results are very important. They are establishing that every primitive Pythagoras triple can be obtained for given two integers m and n, satisfying simple condition that GCD of m comma n equal to 1 and m greater than n, and they should have different parity. Then we are going to get a primitive Pythagoras triple. Alternative way of these two theorems can be seen as a single theorem. Our proof goes like this. Let ABC belongs to n such that a square plus b square is equal to c square and GCD of ABC is equal to 1, then what we can do, we can divide throughout the equation by c square, then we can see that a by c whole square plus b by c whole square is equal to 1. Hence, the rational numbers a by c and b by c satisfies the equation of the circle x square plus y square equal to 1. Note that the circle x square plus y square equal to 1 has a center at 0 comma 0 and radius 1 and passes through the points plus or minus 1 comma 0 and 0 comma plus or minus 1. Let p equal to x comma y be any point on the circle such that x and y are rational numbers with 0 is less than x comma y is less than 1, then the slope of the line passing through p and q equal to minus 1 comma 0 equals t is equal to y by 1 plus x. It is a rational number. As y square is equal to 1 minus x square, which is equal to 1 minus x into 1 plus x, we can see that t square is equal to y square by 1 plus x whole square, which is equal to 1 minus x by 1 plus x. So, now t square is equal to 1 minus x by 1 plus x can be simplified to get x equal to 1 minus t square by 1 plus t square and y is equal to 2t by 1 plus t square. That means, we are expressed x and y in terms of a single rational number t. So, now note that if t is equal to tan theta for some theta where 0 is less than or equal to theta is less than 2 pi, then it is easy to see that by substituting t is equal to tan theta in x and y, x equal to 1 minus t square by 1 plus t square, y is equal to 2t by 1 plus t square, we will get x equal to cos 2 theta and y is equal to sin 2 theta. If t is any rational number, then the pair x comma y is equal to 1 minus t square by 1 plus t square, 2t by 1 plus t square gives a rational solution to x square plus y square equal to 1. Conversely, for every rational solution to x square plus y square equal to 1 obtained in this way, we can form a unique rational number t. That means, there is a one-to-one correspondence between the rational number and the rational solution to x square plus y square equal to 1. Thus, we classified all rational solutions x comma y of x square plus y square equal to 1 in terms of single parameter t, and from these we can obtain all rational solutions a, b, c of the equation a square plus b square equal to c square in the form of cx, cy, comma c, where c is rational. Assume if b is even, as t is a rational number, t is equal to u by v for some u comma v belongs to n with GCD of u comma v equal to 1, then Cx, Cy, c is equal to u square minus v square into c by u square plus v square, comma 2 u v c by u square plus v square, comma c. Thus, we see that if GCD of a comma b c equal to 1, we must have c equal to u square plus v square, as GCD of u v equal to 1 already implies that GCD of u v comma u square plus v square equal to 1. Thus, a equal to u square minus v square and b is equal to 2 u v and c equal to u square plus v square. So, we established previous two results directly by converting given Pythagoras equation into a equation of a circle, and then we derived the things, and we also established one-to-one correspondence between rational number and rational points on the circle. We noticed that every Pythagoras triple occurs from primitive Pythagoras triple. That is why we confined to study properties of primitive Pythagoras triple. If x, y, z be a primitive Pythagoras triple, then we showed that the GCD of x, y or y, z or z x equal to 1, and also we showed that the x and y have a different parity, and also we proved that if x, y, z is a primitive Pythagoras triple, then there exists m comma n such that m is greater than n and m and n have a different parity, and GCD of m comma n such that x equal to 2mn and y is equal to m square minus n square and z equal to m square plus n square. Now, we will see and solve various problems on primitive Pythagoras triples. Now, we will show that the number of primitive Pythagoras triples are countable infinite. So, that proof is easy. By theorem 6, we know that for each choice of positive integers m and n satisfying GCD of m comma n equal to 1 and m greater than n, m and n have different parities, we will get a unique primitive Pythagoras triple 2mn, m square minus n square and m square plus n square. Therefore, n equal to 2, we see that m can be any odd prime number. As the number of odd primes are countable infinite, we get the required result. Pythagoras triples whose terms are in arithmetic progression. Show that the triples 3k, 4k and 5k, where k belongs to n, are the only Pythagorean triples whose terms are in arithmetic progression. The proof is simple. Let us assume that x minus d comma x plus d, they are in arithmetic progression. It is also a primitive Pythagoras triple. It is a Pythagoras triple. Then we have that x square plus 2xd plus d square, which is equal to x plus d whole square, which is equal to x minus d whole square plus x square, which is also equal to 2x square minus 2xd plus d square. Also, x is not equal to 0, hence x equal to 4d. Consequently, x minus d comma x plus d is equal to 3d, 4d and 5d, as desired. So, 3k, 4k, 5k, these are only Pythagoras triples which are in arithmetic progression. The unique Pythagoras triple with 3 consecutive integers. The Pythagoras triple 3, 4, 5 is the only triple with 3 consecutive integers. This proof goes in a similar fashion in the previous result. Let n comma n plus 1 comma n plus 2 be a Pythagoras triple, then we can see that n square plus n plus 1 whole square, which is equal to n plus 2 whole square, that is 2n square plus 2n plus 1. Hence, n minus 3 into n plus 1 is equal to 0. As n plus 1 is not equal to 0, so we have n equal to 3, which gives us Pythagoras triple as 3, 4, 5. Binary operations on set of Pythagoras triple, that means if we have 2 Pythagoras triples, primitive Pythagoras triples, then we can create another Pythagoras triple by defining some operation among them. Let us assume a1 b1 c1 and a2 b2 c2 be 2 primitive Pythagoras triples, then a1 minus a2 minus a1 a2 minus b1 b2 comma a1 b2 plus a2 b1 comma c1 c2 and a1 a2 plus b1 b2 comma a1 b2 minus a2 b1 c1 c2 are also primitive Pythagoras triples. That means, from 2 Pythagoras triples we are creating other Pythagoras triples. So, the proof goes like this: Cj square is equal to Aj square plus Bj square, which is equal to Aj plus I into Bj into Aj minus I into Bj. In the Gaussian integers we saw these properties, that is just a norm of A plus Ib, as that is Cj square. Thus, A1 plus Ib1 into A2 plus Ib2 gives the required triples. It can also independently verified that C1 square into C2 square is equal to A1 square plus B1 square into A2 square plus B2 square, which is equal to A1 A2 minus B1 B2 whole square plus A1 B2 plus B1 A2 whole square, which is also written as A1 A2 plus B1 B2 whole square plus A1 B2 minus A2 B1 whole square, and the given triples are primitive, is easy to see. Now, for a given positive integer n, show that there are at least n Pythagoras triples having the same first member. The proof is, for 0 is less than or equal to k less than or equal to n minus 1, let us define yk as 2 power k into 2 power 2n minus 2k minus 1, and zk is defined as 2 power k into 2 power 2n minus 2k plus 1. Then it is easy to verify that 2 power n plus 1 comma yk comma zk is a collection of n primitive Pythagoras triples. Here we are changing the k value, k goes from 0 to n minus 1. So, for all these are primitive Pythagoras triples and they are Pythagoras triples and there are exactly n of them. Let n is greater than or equal to 3 be a positive integer, then find a Pythagoras triple which has n as one of its member, that is also possible, but here the Pythagoras triple need not be primitive. So, we can generate those like this. If you take n comma 1 by 2 into n square minus 1 and 1 by 2 into n square plus 1, then it is a Pythagoras triple, and if n is odd, then we can take n square by 4 minus 1 and n square by 4 minus 1, which is also Pythagoras triple if n is even. The triple 2m plus 1, 2m square plus 2m, 2m square plus 2m corresponds to n equal to 2m plus 1. So, either n, if n is odd, we proved that n into n comma 1 by 2 n square minus 1 comma 1 by 2 n square plus 1 is a Pythagoras triple. If n is even, then n square by 4 minus 1, n square by 4 plus 1 are the primitive, are the Pythagoras triples. Prove that there exist infinitely many Pythagorean triples of the form x comma x plus 1 comma y. That means, two consecutive integers. m and n are positive integers with GCD of m comma n is equal to 1 and m is greater than n such that m and n have different parities, then we know that xyz is equal to 2mn m square minus n square comma m square plus n square is a primitive Pythagoras triple. Then we need to find m and n such that m square minus n square minus 2mn is equal to 1 or equivalently m minus n whole square minus 2n square is equal to 1. Therefore, x comma y is equal to m minus n comma n is a solution of the equation x square minus 2y square equal to 1. Clearly, x comma y is equal to 3 2 is a solution of x square minus 2y square equal to 1, which gives rise to m is equal to 5 and n is equal to 2. Hence, to the Pythagoras triple 2mn m square minus n square comma m square plus n square is equal to 20, 21 and 29. Now, note that if x n y n is a solution of x square minus 2y square equal to 1, then x plus 1 comma y plus 1 is equal to 3xn plus yxn 4yn comma 2xn plus 3yn is also solution of x square minus 2y square equal to 1. Hence, the triple 2 into xn plus yn into yn comma xn into xn plus 2yn comma xn square plus 2xn yn plus 2yn square is a Pythagoras triple of the required form. Show that there exist infinitely many Pythagorean triples ABC such that B and C are consecutive triangular numbers. Similarly, there are infinitely many Pythagoras triples ABC such that A and B are consecutive triangular numbers. Note that from the previous problem n 1 by 2 n square minus 1, 1 by 2 n square plus 1 is a Pythagoras triple which is of the form y comma x plus 1 whenever n is odd here. As x square y square plus x square equal to x plus 1 whole square, we also note that P3 of 2x plus 1 whole square minus P3 of 2x whole square. Here P3 of x means that is a x the triangular number. So, P3 of 2x plus 1 means 2x plus 1 the triangular number. So, P3 of 2x plus 1 is equal to 1 by 2 times 2x plus 1 into 2x plus 2. So, if we are squaring it, so 1 by 4 times 2x plus 1 whole square into 2x plus 2 whole square minus P3 of 2x square, that is 4x square into 2x plus 1 whole square. So, this is turn out to be 2x plus 1 whole square into y square. So, thus 2x plus 1 into y, P3 of 2x and P3 of 2x plus 1 is a Pythagoras triple whenever y comma x plus 1 is a Pythagoras triple. Similarly, use a Pythagoras triples 2 into xn plus yn into yn comma xn into xn plus 2yn comma xn square plus 2xn yn plus 2yn square in the previous problem to get the result of the second part. The radius of inscribed circle of a Pythagoras triangle. The radius of the inscribed circle of the Pythagoras triangle is always an integer. Let m and n are positive integers with the GCD of m comma n equal to 1 and m greater than n such that m and n have different parities. Then we know that x comma y comma z equal to 2k mn and k into m square minus n square, k into m square plus n square is a Pythagoras triple for all k belongs to n. Now, by comparing the areas of the triangles appearing in the figure below, we will give you the figure in the next slide. So, we have that 1 by 2 into xy is equal to 1 by 2 into rx plus 1 by 2 into ry plus 1 by 2 into rz. Let us see the figure. The figure is given like this: x, y, z are the sides of the triangle and r is the radius of the inscribed circle. So, now again we will go back to the previous slide, that is we see that half into xy is equal to half into rx plus half into ry plus half into rz. That is, we divide the triangle into 3 more triangles and we are equating the areas. So, we got this. So, r equivalently r is equal to xy by x plus y plus z. In particular, r is equal to 2k square mn into m square minus n square by k times 2mn plus m square minus n square plus m square minus m square plus n square, which is equal to kn into m square minus n square by m plus n, or which is equal to kn into m minus n, also equal to, we can easily see that that is half times x plus y minus z, which is belongs to z. It is because x and y have a different parity. So, that entire thing is an even, x plus y minus z is even. So, 2 divides x plus y minus z. So, r is a natural number. So, what we proved is the radius of inscribed circle of a Pythagoras triangle is always an integer. R is the radius and which is an integer. Now, Pythagoras triangle whose area is equal to the perimeter. So, here we are going to find out all Pythagoras triangles whose areas is equal to their perimeter. Let x, y, z be sides of a required Pythagoras triangle, and then half of x, y is equal to x plus y plus z, area equal to the perimeter. But we already have that z square equal to x square plus y square. We will get that 4x plus 4y minus xy is equal to 8 by substituting this in that equation. Clearly, this equation is symmetric in x and y and cannot take the value and y cannot take the value 4. So, the above equation reduces to x equal to y 4 plus 8 by y minus 4 with y is not equal to 4. As x comma y are natural numbers, so we are going to get x y as 5 12 or 6 8 or 8 6 or 12 5. So, we have 4 Pythagoras triples, that means 4 values for x and y. X and y can be 5 12 or 6 8 or 8 6 or 12 5 to get the Pythagoras triangle whose area is equal to their perimeter. And thus the corresponding distinct Pythagoras triples triangles are only 2, that is 12 5 13 and 8 6 10. And further one can see that 8 6 10 is not a primitive Pythagoras triple, whereas 12 5 13 is a primitive Pythagoras triple. Now, the radius of inscribed circle, let n belongs to n, then we can prove that there exists a Pythagoras triangle with n as radius of the inscribed circle. Let r be the radius of inscribed circle of a Pythagoras triangle with the sides a and b, hypotenuse c, then using 1 we see that r equal to half of a plus b minus c. Then the triple ABC is equal to, if you take triple ABC as 2n plus 1, 2n square plus 2n, 2n square plus 2n plus 1, then we can see that r gives exactly equal to n. So, gives the Pythagoras triangle with n as the radius of inscribed circle. Pythagoras theorem has a lot of applications. One such application is that distance formula in Cartesian coordinates, and Pythagoras equation, that is x square plus y square equal to z square, is the one of the first equation solved completely as a Diophantines equation. That means, looking for integer solutions of x square plus y square equal to z square, and it is given inspiration to many other Diophantines equations to solve. With this we end this module.